lot of these movies like this, like mystery movies, and I think that's why I love like Raiders of the Lost Ark so much. Mm-hmm. I'm like Ron Swanson with the riddle, man. Give me...
Dude, I love riddles.
He does that stupid laugh. It's so funny. Welcome to the show with the other guys. I'm Joel, and this is Bo, and this is a movie conversation channel. And today we are not discussing Greenland like we said we were going to do.
We were going to. Boo.
Bo, fill everybody in. What happened?
So I was looking for movie times, and on Tuesday I saw that it got postponed indefinitely, which means big suck.
Yeah,
I was really looking forward to it.
That was pretty frustrating. I mean, the premise of the movie being a
apocalypse movie.
Yeah, apocalypse movie. Gerard Butler. Yeah, it was gonna be pretty good, I thought. So
it was gonna make a beautiful baby together, I think.
I'm not sure if I would have put it that way, but okay, we'll go with that analogy. Okay, today we're going to be discussing Enola Holmes. Mm-hmm. All right. So if you have not seen the movie, go ahead and check it out on Netflix. It is a Netflix original movie. Pause the video, or if you're checking us out on Apple Podcast, yes, go watch the movie. Spoilers are ahead because we're going to be getting into some stuff.
And come back.
I like the hand motions.
I just want to make sure people know.
That was really helpful. If you're not watching and you're listening on Apple Podcasts,
then this makes no sense.
It makes no sense, but it was very helpful.
But I was saying, basically, with my hands, go back, and then you can circle back around to make a.
I know exactly what you're saying. You didn't even. I didn't even need. If there was no sound to this, I would know exactly what you're doing.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're welcome.
All right, here we go. Let's get into this. Rotten Tomatoes score, the tomato meter is at 92%, and the audience score is at 73%. So a little bit difference of opinion here with the critics and then the audience and as a whole. And same thing with IMDb score, even scored it lower at a 6.7. So critics are loving this movie. Audiences, I think, are okay with the movie. I don't think that there's a whole lot of love, but there's not like a whole lot of hate. I think you said it perfectly right before we got on here, and there's not like a bad scene or a horrible part of the plot line where it's just like, oh, that just wasn't a good movie, but there's not a ton that's like just phenomenal or great about it, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, it's one of those movies you're like, man, I didn't hate that, but I'm probably not going to watch it again.
Yeah, I agree.
One watch is good.
It wasn't... Oh, shoot. What was the name of that movie? Project Power? Was that the name of that movie? It wasn't a Project Power.
It wasn't like I regret watching this movie. It was like, I enjoyed it, but I'm good. I'm set. I'm all set.
Yeah. So the overall synopsis of the movie, director is Harry Bradbeer. It's starring Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things. This is her first feature film that I feel like that was like
not her first feature. It's her first lead.
Like
she's been in a couple movies. Like she was in the most recent Godzilla movie.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah,
so
like she's the first lead.
This is her first lead role.
Okay, yeah. Also starring Henry Cavill,
Superman.
Superman, Sam Claflin,
Finnick Odair.
Yeah, Finnick from the Hunger Games. Yeah, he was good in that, man.
And a crazy lady.
Yeah, and crazy lady from Fight Club.
Literally everything.
Yeah, I guess you could that could be applicable to everything.
But Helena Bonham Carter is a fantastic actress. I love everything she's in.
She's believable.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, she's crazy.
So this was released in September, obviously, in 2020.
Like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. So the overall synopsis, though, is Enola Holmes, who is the baby sister of Sherlock Holmes, discovers her mother has gone missing. Mm-hmm. And she embarks out on her own first adventure to find her. And along the way, she encounters a young... I think he's called a young lord in the movie, and he becomes a part of her adventure story, basically, right? So I feel like we kind of gave some of our first impressions already of how we feel about the movie. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I thought it was so just looking at the cast. So if if you told me like Sherlock Holmes movies, I love Sherlock Holmes. Anything Sherlock, right? So my first like experience with Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
And I thought he was great. Loved those movies. And then I watched the Sherlock series, the BBC series.
Oh, with
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, Benedict.
And
Was
Bilbo
he good?
Baggins.
I didn't watch
Man,
it.
It may be the best TV series I've ever seen.
Better than Lost?
I'm telling you, it's like 4 episodes. It's 4 seasons, but there's only 3 episodes each season. Man, it's incredible.
Only 3 episodes.
They're an hour and a half.
Oh wow, so like really long.
You're basically watching 3 movies.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's
I don't think I've heard of that premise before.
It's phenomenal. Like I love it. Highly recommend.
Does it all string together the whole thing, or is it like different stories?
Each season is a different story, but builds on top of the next.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
It's
I like
really
that.
Benedict Cumberbatch is amazing.
All right, what else on first impressions? Impressions,
and then so it's like adding Sherlock Holmes with that cast. So Henry Cavill, Sam Claflin, Helena Bonham Carter, and I really like Millie Bobby Brown. I think she's going to be really, really good.
Yeah.
So seeing those, I was like, I'm in. Let's do it.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I studied cast, right?
Yeah, pretty good cast.
Yeah, I mean, studied cast. Millie Bobby Brown, I felt like she was great. I think moving forward, as long as she continues to make pretty good choices in the movies she tries to film in, star in, I think she will knock it out of the park. On top of that, I just thought it was a fun film. Like you said,
did you feel like Henry Cavill was Superman, but just British in this movie? Like just like a British Clark Kent?
To some degree. I don't think I don't think I felt that much. Did you? I mean, did you?
I mean, thinking about it, he was just very laid back, like he is a Superman. So
he is. I was going to get into this in just a minute on how he plays and how they kind of wrote him as Sherlock and how he plays it.
It was very different than the
different
other Sherlocks that I've seen.
Yeah. So I was going to get into that too in a minute.
Sure.
So I felt like it was a fun film. With the pace was pretty good of the movie. I felt like it went a little long.
It could have been, what was it, 2 hours and 10 minutes?
Yeah,
or something? It could have been hour and 50 minutes and been fine.
Yeah, I think this definitely needed to be under 2 hours, and I'll get into that as well as where I think they could have cut out some stuff. But I felt like it was pretty engaging for the most part. Like like the storyline and the plot was pretty engaging. So, what about like really good for you?
I thought the cinematography, some of the technical things in the movie, I thought was pretty good. Millie Bobby Brown, like I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to talk about her when we get to actress. She proved that she can hold a movie on her own.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
She was the main character. I have some issues with some of the other parts of the movie, but nothing with her. Like I thought she was fantastic. And like we were talking about, if Sam Claflin's character as Mycroft was supposed to make you hate him, he was the best part of the movie.
Oh my gosh, he was incredibly convincing.
Because I really was like, man, I do not like this Mycroft.
Yeah, you just want to walk up and sucker punch him in the face.
Right. So the Mycroft in the Sherlock series with Cumberbatch, not that annoying. He's actually pretty good. So I didn't know what Mycroft was going to be like in this one. And if that was what his character was supposed to do, if that's how he was written, killed it.
Oh, yeah.
Very convincing. And he had a terrible mustache.
Now thinking about it, that was not a good...
weird
Yeah, it was
mustache.
weird, right?
Yeah.
I agree. I didn't think of that at first, but now that you've said it, you've shattered the glass for me, and I'm like, that...
I'm going to add a noise in there.
Yeah. That... It was not a good stash. Not good at all. I guess I said it was shot very nicely. Great coloration, the way they shot the movie. The mystery of the movie was very engaging, depending on, I guess, which mystery you're talking about. I think we're about to get into this too in a second with the bad. And if you're done, like I'm going to segue into the bad because there was one part of the movie of the mystery that I thought was very good. There was another mystery that was in the movie that was very bad. I thought the very good part of the movie, or the very good mystery part of the movie that was very engaging, that kept me engaged the whole time, was the plot line that had to do with Tewksbury and him being a lord, and he's running away for some reason, but then he seems to be almost trying to be murdered, and Enola, plot conveniently stumbles upon him, which you could debate if that kind of sucks. But I mean, if you can get past the plot convenience of her just literally being in the same train station in the same train car and him popping out of the bag when she was in there, right? So get past that. Everything else I felt like was pretty engaging, kept me engaged. Like, why is this who is behind all of this, and why are they trying to murder this kid, and what are their intentions? Now, that aside, the bad part was with the mom, with her mother. I thought that was terrible because they honestly just used that to get you into what I thought the actual mystery of the story was, which was Tewksbury, right? They used the mom disappearing to traject Enola to go on her own adventure, right?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And then they just drop it. And then she's just like, okay, I gotta, mom, I gotta hold off. I gotta put that on pause. And then at the end of the movie, she just shows up out of nowhere.
So, okay. I have two bad things that I do not like about this movie. And it was that. And then one other thing was a technical thing. The plot lines are dumb. Both of them. I loved the mom thing. Did not like the Tewksbury thing.
Okay, so you don't feel the same way
that
I do.
Here's why. Because her mom disappears, and I'm like, heck yes. This is what I love about Sherlock Holmes. It's like these crazy clues that you unscramble like 70 letters, and you're like, there's like infinite combinations. You just happen to figure it out. But that goes part of the Holmes lore type thing. So loved that initially. And I thought that was the main, like they kept that in your, even though they brought in Tewksbury and they kind of distracted you with him, I thought they did a great job reminding you like the overall point of this movie is to find her mom.
Okay.
But my issue is with the results.
Of both?
Yes. What is the point of Tewksbury? What is he voting for? Like, why is he trying to be killed? They point out that they're trying to kill him so that somebody else takes his role as Lord, and then but to vote differently on something.
So,
but they don't explain what the vote is about. So, it was something about like a royal academy.
It was a reformation bill, and unless you like go and do research, which I tried to figure it out. So like, but they make you work for the answer.
But that's dumb.
Yeah, I agree.
This is supposed to be a light-hearted, enjoyable movie, not Tenet.
Yeah.
Like, give me like what this is about.
Right.
Because I don't care enough about this movie to go research it.
Okay.
I was just like,
I see what you're saying.
I was like, tell me, just all they had to do is at the end, tell me what this vote is about and why it's so important.
Right. They didn't do that. You're right.
My other issue is because they made such a focus on her mom disappearing, and then when her mom comes back and then does not explain why she left, all she said was, I had to leave for a reason. Okay. What was that reason? And then she doesn't say it.
Right.
She's like, I can't tell you. But then they close the movie and they don't leave it open for another one. So if they do another one, it's not going to be based on this same plot line. It's going to be a totally different plot. So the entire time we're just going to be like, where did mom go and why did she leave?
Right.
They never explain that. So my issue with the movie, as much as I love the cast and the individual performances, the actual movie and the plots were dumb.
It was
very,
messy.
Very dumb.
Yeah, it was messy.
Not even messy. It was just dumb. D-U-M, dumb.
I don't know if it was dumb. I can't agree with you on that.
I was just so disappointed. Had they just explained at the end what mom was doing, I'd have been okay. But they didn't. They just like left it, and you were supposed to be like, okay.
Yeah, see, I can get with you on that, where I was frustrated, where I felt like they used the mom scenario just to push her on her way to get on this adventure to encounter Tewksbury.
Right, but where I differ from you is that I didn't care one iota about what Tewksbury was doing. I don't care.
Okay.
I wanted to know what was going on with mom. I want more of these like hidden messages. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the second thing I had, this is real quick.
Okay.
I like when people engage with, like when characters engage with the camera.
Like breaking the fourth wall.
Okay.
That's what that's called.
Oh, okay, sure.
When they like talk to the audience, talk to the camera.
I like it at the beginning. I like once in the middle and once in the end to wrap things up. I don't like it every 3 lines you looking at the camera and talking to the audience.
Right.
When she first did it, great. But when she continued to do it, like even to the point where she's like in the middle of a fight and she like looks at the camera and she's like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah, I
Don't
totally
do that.
Totally
It
agree.
was too much.
Too much.
I felt like Dora the Explorer. You know how Dora's like, "Where's the monkey?" Yeah, you did it. Like that's what I felt like watching this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I thought the beginning of the movie was great, where she was engaging with the audience, like giving exposition as to like, this is my world, this is who I am, and then like a wrench is about to be thrown into her world.
Right.
I thought that was great, but then as she continued, I agree. As she continued to do that through the whole movie,
talk to the camera,
it was a bit much. Basically, I mean, like Deadpool'd the whole movie.
It's different when it's Deadpool though, because it's hilarious when it's Deadpool.
Yeah, it's funny.
This was not intentionally trying to be funny.
Okay, MVP award for the best scene. I got 3. Throw me any of yours that aren't the same as these, okay?
Okay.
So the first one that I had was Sherlock and Enola at the tree talking about her pinecone dog. I thought that was a really sweet scene where she feels like Sherlock doesn't know her at all and just left her for her whole life, and now you're coming back, and I don't even know if you actually are here because you care about me or because you just want to figure out another mystery because of our mom's gone. But he's able to recollect a really sweet memory of her dragging around a pine cone that she made to fashion as like a dog that she would carry around, and it's just a really sweet interaction. So that's I thought that was one of the best scenes to establish their relationship.
Right.
And then setting out on the adventure, encountering Tewksbury, I thought that was, even though with the plot convenience, I thought it was pretty funny. Them talking, and she's like, "I'm all business." And he's this like kid who's, I control the world and I can make my own destiny. And she's like, "This world's a dark place. Get the heck out of here. I don't want anything to do with you, dude." So I thought that was pretty good to see their first interaction. And then the third scene for me was at the very end of the movie when Sherlock goes in to meet with Lestrade, and he's like, "Hey, I solved the mystery with the whole Tewksbury plot line." He said the grandmother is trying to murder Tewksbury. The father was murdered by so and so, and he explains why he knows it. And he's like, "Oh yeah, okay, that's great. Did you talk to Enola about it or something?" And he's like, "Wait, what do you mean?" And he comes to realization. He's like, "Oh, my sister's pretty smart. She figured this out before I could." And so just to see the light turn on in his head, that his sister's incredibly gifted. Yeah. And he was really proud of her. I thought that was really cool. So I guess most of my stuff is like all the interactions that happened between Sherlock and Enola were really good. What do you have?
Anything I really different? Only have one. I really, really loved the first opening sequence, like the first 5-6 minutes, where it's like she's explaining what her life is and like her relationship with her mom. And the beginning when she's like, "My name's Enola. My brother's Sherlock Holmes. My name spelled backwards is alone." Like talking to the camera a little bit, kind of explaining her childhood. I loved that scene. I was like, "Oh man, this is going to be an amazing movie." Yeah. So that was really my only favorite scene. Those other ones I thought were good. Like the one at the end, like you said, she's like, "Oh, did you talk to Enola?" Like,
what do you mean?
Oh, she figured it out. Okay. Like those were cool. But I didn't really, nothing else really stood out to me other than just that opening sequence being really, really, I just thought it was really well done.
I would agree. We'll go with that one as the MVP award for best scene because that did draw me in. That drew me in as well. That was really engaging. Okay, Swamp award for the worst scene. I got 1. I thought the fight scene with Linthorne, the bad guy who's trying to kill Tewksbury.
Which fight scene? The one in the alley or the one in the house?
The one in the alley.
Okay.
I have the one in the house a little later for something else. That fight scene in the alley was awful. Not because the choreography was bad per se, but they just spent time building up that she knows jujitsu, right? And then she gets her tail kicked.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, he holds her underwater, and she fakes playing dead, which is, I get the whole point of her, like, outwitting this Linthor guy, so I get that part of it, but I mean, come on. Like, he'd have drowned her. She should be dead, like, halfway through the movie, right?
No, yeah.
It was awful.
I was like, oh, man, she just got owned.
Yes.
It's like, I thought she was supposed to be kind of good at fighting.
Like,
her mom's a terrible teacher.
I get that there needs to be some adversity and stuff, but don't, like, have her get her tail kicked.
And don't, like, make her pretend to drown.
Right. I thought, like, that was so dumb.
Because, like, you can only hold your breath for so long.
Like, I can get with the fact that if she trained...
She got beat up a lot. Like, I know she's fighting a grown man, but she got, like, knocked down a lot.
Right. So that was about to be my point, was, like, I know she's fighting a grown dude, but, like, I can get with the fact that she could kick his tail if, like, she trained in jiu-jitsu, like, from, like, 8 years old, and now she's 16, and she's trained for 8 years. Like, I can get with that. If he's, like, an untrained dude who's just, like, this hitman hired by a family that... and then doesn't realize he's in over his head fighting a girl who's been training for 8 years. Like, right. I can get with that. And make it even if they made it a close fight or whatever. I just thought the way they went about that fight scene was so stupid.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite. Do you have anything else?
That was the only one that I really had.
So here's what I have. My least favorite scene is because the end with her mom was supposed to conclude this whole adventure,
right?
And then it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
That scene carried the most weight as like basically responsibility of like wrapping up this movie, and it didn't.
Yeah.
And that's why I hate it. Like, that's why it's my least favorite scene, is because it had the responsibility of finishing this movie and making us satisfied with the ending, and I wasn't, because it was so like just left wide open with no. There's no conclusion to this. So the
whole payoff at the end, or the whole sequence with her mom, just in general, was the last unsatisfactory.
Yeah, it was because it had so much weight,
right,
to the actual, like, the entire movie was trying to find her mom, and then she finds her mom, or her mom finds her, and then you're supposed to, like, you're really hoping to figure out why she left, and you don't. So it carries all this weight to, like, finish the movie and give you a happy ending, and then it doesn't. So that's why it's my least favorite, only because of what it represented, or what it should have represented. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes total sense, man. We'll go with that. I can get with that. 2 for 2, man. So Swamp Ward and MVP, you got both going for you, dude. You've had some good points, man. All right, so the other guy's award for best quote. I don't think you said you had anything coming into this. I only had something real quick. I just love the fact that twice in the movie, Millie Bobby Brown said the word nincompoop. Twice.
When she first said it in the train cart, right, with Tewksbury, and she's like, "You're a nincompoop," and I was like, "Oh no!" Like, I get this is supposed to be like 1800s, or like was it like 1890s, I think it's, or something, or 1850s?
No, 1860s. I think is when this one takes place.
Whatever. When she said nincompoop, I was like, "You guys couldn't have written a better word."
Right.
Like, come on.
I think she says it twice in the movie,
Whatever.
too.
Man, that was stupid.
The fact that she said nincompoop was unforgettable.
Nincompoop is the best quote.
Yeah. Nothing was really quotable from this movie. That was the biggest thing that I remembered. Okay, Super Bowl 51 award for what the heck is happening. So for me, I had one.
You literally could have put hold on, real quick. You could have said idiot, fool, halfwit, dunce, ignoramus, dingus. Like, so many other options. Like, dunce would have been hilarious.
Dunce would have been
Or
great.
Halfwit. Halfwit would make sense for British.
For their semantics.
British whatever word, however they talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, halfwit. You halfwit, not you nincompoop.
Yeah, that probably would work better,
sorry.
no doubt. All right, Super Bowl 51 award for what the heck is happening right now. I have one scene in the movie for this award. It's at the Basilweather Mansion fight scene, right, at night
In the dark.
in the dark.
Where there's no conveniently lit candles.
Correct. But then you can see the moonlight shining in, and you see where the people are running.
And yet he keeps missing.
I literally thought to myself, is he missing on purpose to frighten them? Is what I was thinking when this scene was happening.
I mean, he had buckshot, so it's like
All you got to do is get close.
literally just aim and point, or aim and shoot.
Yeah.
Not even aim, just
point and shoot.
Point and shoot.
Not even aim. Point and shoot. And
you're
the fact
bound.
that he doesn't even like get scraped or a pellet doesn't
Not one of them.
hit Tewksbury in the face when he hits the what is the armor?
Mm-hmm.
The knight armor. That's
Sure.
like right that he's hiding behind.
Not really even hiding. It's more like
standing next
just
to.
standing next to it.
And it nails that, and
Yeah.
you're like,
Even
all right.
even the part where they were like on the ground, and like their knees were like pulled up to their chest, like just take out their legs.
right?
Yeah. Okay.
So the fact that
Also,
this
in the
what?
begin when he first started using that, it sounded like a rifle, like a pump
Yes.
shotgun, but it was not.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Because you would hear him like snap it open. You would hear him drop the casings out and load two more in there.
So
but when he starts to shoot it, you think it's a
like
pump action.
It sounds like a pump action shotgun. Yeah.
I agree. This was such. I guess this was bad, but
He was a bad guy.
he was not a good bad guy. So this probably could have gone in the bad or worse scene, but I felt like it was so bad the whole time. I was trying to understand what's happening. Is he actually this bad of a shot, or is he trying to scare them? Because you can see the people, like you can see them standing there, but they're trying to make it look like we're hiding in the shadows. No, you weren't. You could see them the whole time.
I had one, but mine I've talked about a little bit was the whole Tewksbury, like what is he and what is he voting for thing.
Right.
And I've mentioned that before, but yours is funny, so I'm gonna go with yours. Like, that's funny. I didn't even really think about it. I was thinking about it then, but I forgot.
It was so bad. Because honestly, I was trying to figure out the whole time what is happening. Okay, Charlie Clutch Award for I guess the last 2 weeks it's been an object.
Well, okay, so I have that's funny because like I have a person, an object, or an action / non-action.
Dude, this is getting dicey.
Yeah,
I
I
love
know.
this.
Okay, so
all right, well, hang on.
Okay,
The Charlie Clutch Award is for the, I guess now, person or object
or thing,
okay,
action, something
that makes the biggest impact with the smallest amount of screen time. All right, so the two people I have, let me just throw them out. Then I want to hear yours. I don't know if these two constitute or if they had too much screen time. But Henry Cavill and Sam Claflin,
Okay,
alone, both of them alone, they had very small roles, very small screen time. Do you feel like they were in the movie too much?
I would think Henry Cavill is probably too much.
Dang, he was awesome.
But Sam Claflin, I think, is definitely worthy. He was not in the movie a ton. I would say he probably had less than 15 minutes of actual screen time.
I think so. I think it was less than 15 minutes.
I actually went with. Did you have anything else?
No, that was it.
Okay.
That's all I had.
So, since I came up with that Project Power thing with the pill, like I'm constantly looking for objects just because that's funny to me. But the person that I have was Helena Bonham Carter. I thought she was really, really great. I wanted more of her.
Was she?
I thought she was.
I don't know. She wasn't in the movie hardly at all.
But it made me want more of her in the movie.
Okay.
Okay, so if I'm going to go with person,
all right, that's fair.
If I go with person, hold on, I got two more.
All right.
Object is the shield that Tewksbury wears at the end when he gets just blown away by that shotgun. Which
why?
I predicted that. I literally was like, as soon as they hide behind that armor that night, I was like, he's going to use that to save himself. And Lizzie's like, no, he's not. And I was like, watch. And then he gets knocked. I was like, he's not dead. He's wearing a stupid shield. And how Millie Bobby Brown was like laying on top of him
and not hearing
like,
the ding, ding, ding,
ding.
Yeah.
Also, what kind of armor were they making back in like the 1600s that could just somehow save you from bullets?
I don't know.
They didn't even have bullets then. I mean, they had gunpowder, so maybe they did. I don't know. And then the action / non-action was that guy's terrible aim.
No.
Yes.
You're not convinced. All right, you're going to have to flesh this one out.
His terrible aim was a minimal role, and he did terrible. But like it saves them. Okay, I'll give it.
That was all right, pal. I'm gonna be honest. That was a stretch on that one. That was terrible.
I'll give it to Sam Claflin.
Yeah,
he was good. Not his mustache.
Mustache was terrible, but Sam Claflin's performance was the bomb diggity.
Diggity.
Okay, Bartolo, that guy award. I got one.
Okay.
Bern Gorman.
Hey, that's what I got.
That's what you had?
Yeah, why do you have him?
Because I looked at that guy in his like the wardrobe that they had on. I was like, that dude looks like a creepy little skeevy dude from somewhere.
Listen.
And then I had to go, that's that guy from somewhere. Like I know him.
I literally said out loud to Lindsay, I was like, where's that guy from? Where do you know him from?
The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, okay. I know him. He plays this character called Carl Tanner in Game of Thrones, and that's where I know him from. Because like he's only in the show like 3 episodes, but I remember his skeevy face.
Yeah,
I was like, "Where's that guy from?" And she's like, "Oh, I can't remember. I recognize his face though, and it's Game of Thrones." So
yeah,
that's funny. Way to go, Bern.
Way to go, Bern.
Stupid name too. Bern Gorman. You think that's his acting name or his real name?
I think that's his real name.
I'm gonna look it up.
Sorry, he got named that.
Yeah, your parents hate you.
All right, Millie Bobby Brown, lead actor. In terms of her performances throughout the years, I mean, for me, this has got to be
Bern Hugh Winchester Gorman. It's a terrible name. Okay, Millie Bobby Brown.
You just pulled a Buck Baloo, man.
Did I?
Where we were talking about something and he like goes back.
I goes back?
Yeah.
Okay, Millie Bobby Brown. Fantastic.
Yeah, I thought it was great. You think it was better than Stranger Things?
Okay, all right. So I thought about this. So it shows. I said this earlier. It shows that she can lead a movie on her own.
Yeah.
But her like witty, spunky attitude in this movie, like her very uppity, like woohoo attitude, makes her performance as 11 so much more impressive.
I agree.
Because like those are 2 different characters, and she's so good as 11.
Right.
But I follow her on Instagram, and Enola Holmes is Millie Bobby Brown. Like they're the same person.
Oh,
like
really?
They're very uppity and like woohoo. So she was just being herself in this movie, which makes her really great.
Right.
But then to go back and like especially season 2 of Stranger Things.
Yeah, we got like really dark when she like lives in that
weird
building,
the lodge, and the weird.
Yeah.
She's awesome. This is her best. Well, I don't know. Season 2 of Stranger Things 11 is really good. This was also really good. What did you think?
I would agree. I thought season 2 where
she kind of had like the shaved head.
Yeah, I don't know if I was able to buy into the whole second season of Stranger Things.
The second season was strange.
Yeah, as much as. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It was strange.
No, I know, but it was strange things.
I don't know if I could buy into the whole thing, but
you don't like the show?
Like after season 1, it was tough because it was such a good first season.
Well, do you remember like how that first season blew up?
Yeah, it did.
That was like the #1 show of like the year.
It was crazy, man.
Season 2 was weird. I like season 3 though.
I think it was just hard. I didn't finish it.
Character development's really good.
So, I think the level of expectation, because the first season was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Millie Bobby Brown was great in just exploring like where she was going as like 11 and how she was developing in this world now. I feel like that was probably better than this.
Yeah, I mean she's definitely good in this,
but
she's gonna have more of her own stuff.
I agree.
She's only 16.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, I didn't realize she was that young.
2004, so she just turned 16.
Wow. Okay, miniseries, 10 episode, better as a movie.
I said sure, why not? I wouldn't mind seeing maybe not 10 episodes. I don't know if I could do like multiple seasons of these characters.
Right.
But like I wouldn't mind like a 4 or 5 episode miniseries. Wouldn't be bad.
Right.
Like the Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock gives you 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Every like 4 years.
Right.
I don't mind that. I think it's too light.
Yeah.
Like the Sherlock series is real heavy
Right.
dark, heavy.
Right. This is too light.
This is too light to be a really good show. But I would watch it.
I think, I don't know. This is, yeah, I don't know.
Just explain more.
Yeah.
Maybe
You would have
don't
to get into some serious character development between the relationship between, I think, if you had some like deep stuff happen with Mycroft and the government and the politics of everything that
More
he's working
Sherlock.
in. Yeah, and then that's what I was about to say. I didn't say this in the good, but for this to work as like a mini series, what I think would have to happen was the best stuff that was from this movie was the relationship between Sherlock and Enola, right? I felt like...
Would you do a sequel with just those two?
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
because I felt like...
So would you rather have a sequel than a series, maybe?
Yeah, I think I'd rather have a sequel than a series.
I would do a sequel.
Because I felt like they used Henry Cavill and Sherlock not as like a crutch to hold this movie up.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like Millie Bobby held the movie up on her own as Enola Holmes. I just felt like Henry Cavill was a great that's pretty dope that you realize that he's this well-developed person that is well-known. He's as great that everybody knows him. And I thought the way they wrote Henry Cavill's Sherlock and the way he played him was such a good contrast to how Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock was. And I don't know, I just thought it worked really well. And especially with Millie Bobby Brown. I thought their chemistry was great.
I just want more detective stuff.
Yeah.
I want less story, more detective.
Yeah, I love movies like that, man. So that's why I think this one was so engaging and why that was such a letdown with the mother plot line. And I felt like the Tewksbury plot line was okay. I feel like a lot of these movies like this, like mystery movies, and I think that's why I love like Raiders of the Lost Ark so much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like Ron Swanson with the riddle, man. Give me...
Dude, I love riddles.
He does that stupid laugh. It's so funny. That's the way I feel about movies like this. So I would love a sequel rather than probably a miniseries.
Yeah.
So it's a good point. All right, our ratings. Here we go. Quality rating for me. Oh, shoot. I did these freaking backwards. Dang it.
I did C+ for
okay.
quality.
All right, quality. What did you have?
C+.
Okay, I had a B-.
It was okay. Just take out the talking to the camera so much, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Like, I can get past the terrible plot lines if you just take out all the talking to the camera. Breaking the fourth wall, is what you call it?
Yeah.
Take that out. A lot of it. 90%.
Yeah, I was probably a little bit more okay with it than you were.
Give me one in the beginning to, like, let me know what's going on. Give me one in the middle to, like, make sure I'm there. Mm-hmm. And give me one at the end to wrap it up, and I'm good.
Right. I was kind of split with the entertainment because it was
exactly split.
I gave it a 5.
Me too.
Because, like I said, I felt like it was so engaging with the whole plot line of, okay, her mom disappeared. Let's explore that, and then that drops off, and then it goes into the Tewksbury thing. I felt like it just would have been so much better if they focused on one or the other.
I think like what you're saying, make Tewksbury less of a, like, keep him in the movie, but make his whatever he's going on with, whatever's going on there, take that way down.
Right.
And just have him, like, helping.
Right. I agree. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on the show with the other guys. We have loved talking about the movie Enola Holmes with you this week.
We forgot.
What?
Go Braves.
Oh, yeah. We did forget the Atlanta Braves, y'all. It has been 19 years.
19 long years.
Since we have won...
Just a playoff series.
Yeah, won a playoff series. And the 2020 Braves.
Man, I feel it. I feel good. I mean, our pitching all year was like, oh. And now it's like...
No. Starting rotation was.
Oh, sorry. The starting rotation was like,
ugh. The pin was amazing.
We could win a game with like I think we could try to win a game if we were playing like, I don't know, the Mets. We could probably have one bullpen guy per 9 inning, like each inning, and still win.
We would win the game.
Only because I hate the Mets.
So. I hate the Mets so much. Gosh. So glad they didn't make the playoffs.
I'm so glad that they just are terrible.
Yeah.
It's like Tennessee. I just love when the Mets fail. It just makes me feel good. Like when the Mets fail and when Bryce Harper fails, I love it.
I don't think there's a more true statement.
What a great hitter he is, and I love his swing. But man,
He's Darth Vader, man.
he is. He's like, no, he's Anakin Skywalker as he was turning into Darth Vader. Not Darth Vader, but like Revenge of the Sith Anakin. That's Bryce Harper.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. All right. So root on our Braves. If you live in the Southeast.
Yeah, who are we playing? Hold on.
Miami won.
Did they win?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, wow.
So we got some familiarity.
I really feel good about that. I did not feel good about playing the Cubs.
I know.
As long as we're not playing the Cardinals.
I know. No doubt. They
Man,
just
that
get
is
hot in the playoffs, man, don't
just
they?
drives me crazy. I think we're gonna be all
I
right.
hope we go out there and we just smoke a rain.
It's in Houston, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we smoke Six-Toe Sanchez. Is that right? Fun fact, Six-Toe
Who are you talking about?
only has 5 toes.
I don't know what are you talking about?
What? Their pitcher.
I don't know.
It's a pitcher for the Marlins.
Never heard of that before. I know who that Urania guy is because he should
hit Acuna.
No, he throws at Acuna every time.
I know. He did it again this year.
I know.
He makes me so mad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Thanks for letting us ramble there for a moment. We are proud Braves
Mix it
fans. Yeah, mixing it up. We're eating in the playoffs right now. All right, stay tuned.
MV free. Hashtag MV free.
Oh yeah. Hey MLB, if you're listening to this, you should just go ahead and mail the MVP award and a Gold Glove and the Silver Slugger to Freddie Freeman.
Also, can we just say that this year for the Falcons is like a Super Bowl 51 year? Like what the heck is going on?
I'm just sad. They make me sad all the time.
I'm not watching a game until Dan Quinn's gone.
I may not watch a game until like Arthur Blank sells the franchise.
No, not sells because that's a lot. He's not going to sell it. He's got too much pride. But once Arthur Blank and Thomas Dimitroff are gone, I'll watch it. I'll watch again.
You will?
Even if they lose every game. Let's tank for Trevor. Tank for Trevor? Tank for Trevor. Or Justin.
Oh, man.
Tank for Trevor or Justin. I'm down for it.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
I love Matty Ice. You don't like him. I love him.
Rise down.
No.
Down up.
No, the first one was better.
Rise down. Go down so we can get a better person.
Go down.
Go down.
All right. Stay tuned for what we got coming up next week. Bo is not going to be here.
For
Bo is having a baby next week. He's going to be a dad.
I mean, I'm not having a baby. My wife's having a baby on Monday. She's having a C-section on Monday at 5 o'clock, so be thinking about us. That'd be great. So I won't be here next week, maybe the week after, but Joel's going to have some cool guests.
Yeah, we've got some guest hosts coming up. We're going to talk about some fun stuff, so I'm excited for that.
I really hope your dad comes on for one. That would be awesome. I would really look forward to that.
My dad's the best.
Yeah. Just hearing him talk about movies would be fun because he's so smart.
He's the smartest guy I know.
Yeah, definitely. My dad's smart, but your dad's smart. Sorry, Dad.
All right, make sure to mention this to your friends and comment down in the comment section if you're watching on YouTube, and then also rate us and
5-star rating.
Yeah, rate us and give us some comments on Apple Podcasts so we know what's going on, how you feel.
Follow us on Instagram, The Other Guys Show, and you can find us at Apple Podcasts, the show with the other guys. Same on YouTube.
Yep.
We're not going to be on Spotify because it's $10 a month. We'll hold off on that.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
All right. So, check us out on Apple Podcasts. And we can't wait to check in with you next week. And we are going to catch you on the flippity flip.